Oh, hello again. This is Mark Castro. For this week, I developed the Windows admin tool for hotfix and patches. This one is specifically designed for a Windows administrator for a specific department with a small business or small or medium business. It's pretty much a mom and pop's department of a company. It's a small company. Um, in my past life, I've done a Windows administrator. I was Windows admin maybe like I don't know 10, 12 years ago. I've done Linux, Windows, database, and I've been a programmer for a long time in different languages. Um, and I've seen some small mom and pops companies like small businesses that uses tools that are very expensive. Um, so for this one, I developed something, a script that's free that anybody else could use it for a small business company. It's a security patches instead of buying an expensive tools like SCCM. It's a tool to automate the patches, which these are expensive. Like the brand is, well, I don't know how to pronounce this, Ivante, SolarWinds, ServiceNow. These are expensive tools. There are free versions, but they are not very good. So pretty much this tool is specifically geared to small to medium business companies under like around like 20 or 30 computers in their department. If you have like 50 or 100, or some companies I've seen they have like 800 computers or with a 10,000 employees, then it makes sense to buy tools to automate the whole thing. But if you have a small company with very few computers, you might as well develop your own scripts and you don't want to spend money on them. So the purpose of the updates is to pretty much to update the vulnerabilities of the Windows administrator of the Windows environment. Well, to be honest with you, Windows is full of yeah, it has full of vulnerabilities, but at least we have to mitigate that with the available patches or hotfix that Microsoft has to offer. Well, if you do it manually, you can go, let's say you have 20, 30 computers, you can go to every single one of the computer to be able to check for updates, which takes a long time. You might as well develop the script. I created a PowerShell scripts to update remote the systems automatically. You could put this on a schedule, and you have to understand that you need to take away the user's administrative rights from the computer. It's for security reasons. It's NIST. It's on STIG. Only Windows administrators have the power to be able to make changes on the systems. Um, okay, Windows scripting security tool for Windows admin. There's these are advantages. We got shorter program. I believe that the less code it is, the less bug it is. I've been programming for a long time in a different sector of the government. I work for the county, the city, the private sectors, the federal government, the state. I have jobs like pretty much every 2 to 3 years for the last 20 years of my experience working in the industry. And everyone does it differently. Um, and based on the knowledge that I gathered, that it is the less work you do, the less code you make. That as long as it accomplishes the job, that's all that matters. Um, scripts is pretty much less expensive to develop. You can put it in schedule a Windows server. You don't need to if you have an application like SCM, you don't need to administer it. It's just a few lines of codes will do the job. They are versatile compared to third-party programs, and this is pretty much designed for small business. I'm not talking about thousands of designed for thousands of employees, and you have like thousands of systems running out there. And the patching is easy by using PowerShell. It has the power, it has the module. It has the API pretty much to access the system remotely, and the modules are optimized, and you can put this in a batch file. Okay. I created here's the GitHub that created. I uploaded the code already. You don't have the source code is there. It explains to you what it does and the purpose, the requirements and knowledge. Now, on this kind of program to be, you need to be able to set up the environment up in order to adapt to be able to patch the systems. Everything has to be visible to the administrator so that he or she has be able to access all the systems within the network to be able to remotely patch or access the system. I put on the requirements and the knowledge that you need to know. If you don't follow this exactly, it will not work. It took me like, I don't know, a couple of hours to perform some administration in terms of the network, um, privileges, and all this stuff. Running it is pretty much simple. You can run, you put the scripts on and the name of the computer to patch. And here's my future work. It's pretty much to automate or to be able to tailor specific patches available from the Windows Server. Um, the way on this program right here, it just whatever it finds available to patch, it just patch the whole thing. It doesn't specify which patch to apply. Um, but the future work, we will tailor that. Well, anyway, to be able to set up, here's my program right here. Okay, here's the program. It's a simple one. It's the PowerShell. I run it. I've run it several times already. It works perfectly. The one I'm patching right now, these are my kid's computer running in the network. I have like, I don't know, 7 or 8 computers at home, and trying to patch for example, these are my kids' computer. This two right here, Gling and Orange are pretty much a Dell computer, and they are connected remotely. I have an administration rights on the computer. Currently, they know that I have admin right, and they have a user standard. I was I'm able to access every single client. I mean, every single laptops running in the house. Um, you have to have a local admin to that specific computer to be able to patch it. Anyway, if I run the program, okay, this is a bunch of scripts. There's pretty much self-explanatory. The meat of the program to remote is this part right here. It pretty much, when you run the program, it will go through every single computer you specify, and this one will run the scripts remotely. So without further ado, I can do this. The orange one is one of my son's computer, and the green one is one of my son's computer. You specify the name of the computer. Um, so when you run it, it will try to apply the patches in all those computer. It does. It's pretty simple. I try to make this easier as much as possible. In the future too, I will try to refactor all this to make it shorter as much as possible, because I believe that the less code it is, the better and the less bug it is. It will take about, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes to run this program. Okay, while that one's running, um, you have to be able to configure the host of your computer. For this one, I specified, where's that thing? I specified my kid's IP address. You have to understand that this IP address, I bound their IP address to their specific computer. Now their computer, so that they're pretty much they have a static IP address in a sense. Their IP address, it doesn't change. Now my job when I was the Windows administrator, we use a tool, but and they're expensive, and it's pretty much if you have very few computers, you might as well do a scripting to be able to patch this database, and you'll save money for the company. So right now, it's currently running. So it goes through here. Now, as you see, it says there are certain requirements you have to um, apply. Yeah, you have to follow. Pretty much, you have to follow the requirements here. Otherwise, it will not work. Um, I I put every single instruction here so that the program will work smoothly. Now it's done running, so it pretty much gathered, pretty much Gling, it pretty much gathered all the patches that has been applied. So this one I run it yesterday. That's why it says 7.8. So well, that's the security tools that I developed for small business company, for small medium company. If you have any questions, let me know.